Anyway, moving on very swiftly. This is the Daily in Excess, another one tomorrow. Let me just reiterate that stat, because you just made a great point to me off air. Tuchel's 22 games in charge of Chelsea. They've scored more than one goal in only 9 of those games. Failed to score at home to Brighton, Wolves, United and Porto.
Yeah, well, the thing is that I mentioned but Real Madrid will score. I'm sure they'll score.
You back them to score,
You back them to score with the players they've got. Yeah, they didn't turn up. Chelsea didn't allow them to play the other day, but like I say, if the real Real Madrid turn up and they play 4 at the back, they play 3 there last night. Ramos looks like he could be back, leadership skills to come in there. You back them to score, so Chelsea are going to have to do something that they've not been able to do on a regular basis.
You're right.
Score 2.
Very quickly, who would you pick as your Chelsea man of the match, Mount or Kante?
Kante.
He was brilliant, wasn't he?
Mount was good.
Yeah.
To be fair, mate, I think you could have... Azpilicueta was good as well, by the way. How far forward did he get?
Yep.
I mean, you don't normally see him like that, but they were fantastic. I thought, like I said, Chelsea were great. They just didn't score the goals.
Richard's a Chelsea fan. What do you want to say, Richard?
Good afternoon, lads. Great show as usual.
Thank you.
Second leg, I'd stick Giroud in. Why on earth, in the heart, when he brought on the subs, did he bring on Kai Havertz? Ziyech put a lovely ball in the middle, and Havertz didn't know what to do. Giroud would have stuck that away. Giroud, stick it up to him, and then Werner can run up, and Giroud can go in there. Last night, they looked like they were going to cross the ball, and no one was in there. So we had to go back again. Werner's had his chance now. He had a perfect opportunity last night to pay back some of the money we paid for him with an easy shot, and he sticks it at the keeper. If we had a proper goal scorer, which we are lacking, that's the only thing we are lacking, is a proper goal scorer, would have walked that game last night, absolutely walked it.
So who do you want?
Well, Kane, or Haaland, or even, to be fair, the young lad at Tottenham who's not getting a game. What's his name? The striker.
You don't mean Vinicius, do you?
No, I do not.
Not Troy Parrott.
The one who scored the hat-trick for him against Ajax.
Oh, Lucas Moura.
Yeah.
Right. When you say young lad, yeah.
well, he's not young, but he scored goals for us. The chances we set up for strikers is unbelievable. And Werner is just now getting to... On a Chelsea forum last night, people are starting to have enough of him now. It's just crazy how we cannot stick the ball in the back of a net from 6 yards out.
I don't know why that is, because he has done it. He has done it. We have guys come on here and who have watched a lot of him over the past few years when he was at Leipzig and said how good a finisher he is. So it is quite strange when you watch him all season, the positions he gets in, the chances he gets, but he just can't seem to score. Because sometimes, I mean, his assists are quite high, aren't they? I think he's given a lot of assists. His movement is good when he gets the ball. Sometimes, I know when I said that about Sterling, sometimes the ball seems to always be a yard further forward than it should be. And then, obviously, it's the same with Werner. But for some reason, he can't put the ball in the back of the net this year. It's unreal.
And it is strange because, he was bought off the back of an incredible season in the Bundesliga when he got 34 and 45. Amazing. And he averages more, a goal every other game, which is the kind of record you want. By the way, Lucas Moura is 28. So when he said the young lad at Spurs, that's what kind of put me off thinking he meant Lucas Moura. Matt's a Chelsea fan. What do you want to say, Matt? You're on talkSPORT. Is Matt there? Matt not there? Matt's not there. So Michael, a Chelsea fan. What do you want to say, Michael?
Yeah, I'm getting frustrated with Werner as well, but I just think that we should keep him in for the next game because I think he's a better all-round technical footballer than Abraham. And Tuchel likes that, and so do I. If we play a possession game, it's more likely to stick with Werner, notwithstanding his terrible finishing. Whereas Abraham is more likely to lose possession and Real Madrid break, and that would frustrate me, if we let Real Madrid score a goal breaking on us. But it's getting to the point with Werner, it's not far off no return. Put it this way, if we go 2-0 down to Madrid at Stamford Bridge, and he's playing like this, I'd hook him and get Abraham on for goals then, because he's drinking in last chance saloon as far as I'm concerned. These misses are going to cost us,
It's interesting. Chelsea fans are turning. That chance yesterday struck me as a chance for a player who's obviously not confident and not in form in front of goal, but somebody who is desperate for a bit of coaching when it comes to finishing.
And a bit of love. You could take that press conference he did the other day after the game when he scored. And he joked, but yeah, some people would like me to have two. Yeah, they would, mate. You cost a lot of money and you score goals in the Bundesliga and the Champions League. They want you to do it for Chelsea. That's why they bought you. And at this moment in time, that's the biggest thing missing for him. And it looked like when he started, to me, I thought, he's going to score loads of goals this season. He was so lively, wasn't he? When he got the ball, I thought, he's going to score some goals. He's going to be great for Chelsea. And it's just not happened. It's got to be a confidence. It's just purely got to be confidence. It's got to be it.
I think he needs a week of finishing coaching, back to basics. You know, a bit like when... listen, he's a professional footballer who's been scoring goals for years and years since he was a kid, so he knows what to do, but he just needs a refresher, a reminder. It's a bit like when Ancelotti said to Calvert-Lewin, talking about one-touch finishes and all that sort of stuff. Basic stuff that they probably knew already, but just needed a reminder to get to the forefront of the mind, that's all.
Send him to finishing camp.
That sort of
There's
thing.
an idea for your righty, Ian Wright. I just set up a finishers camp.
That's what he used to do at MK, wasn't it? He was the striker coach at MK.
Yeah, striker coach.
Matt's a Chelsea
Didn't have to
fan.
do much there, though, to be fair.
Matt, you're with us on talkSPORT. What do you want to say?
Hi guys, how you doing?
Very good. Good to have you on.
First of all, I'd like to make 2 points. I think Thomas Tuchel deserves a lot of credit for the way he's turned certain players round. If you look at Rudiger and Christensen, I may be a tad biased, but I think the pair of them have been as good as any centre-backs in the league since Tuchel's been in charge.
What's he said? The centre-backs of what?
I think Christensen and Rudiger have been as good as any centre-backs in the Premier League under Thomas Tuchel.
Well, I think defensively they've just been good full stop. I think
He
all
set
of
them up
them
more defensively.
Yeah,
that's
as I
why.
said, we asked Piliqueta in there as well, whether he's played in a 3 or whether he's played as that role where the wing-back role. And then you've got Kante and Jorginho in there, which have extra cover for him, haven't they? And we saw Kante's performance last night. He's just unreal. He is like another defender. He just breaks up play. When he gets the ball, he's not afraid to run out with a ball. He's fantastic. Because they tended to go with Kovacic, didn't they? But now he's going for 2 of them. So he's going for Jorginho and Kante.
So in terms of up the other end, so that's sorted at the back. But what about at the other end? Because your finishing is not great, Matt.
For me, there's one man I would love to see Lukaku come back, and I think I think he would like to come back because he's a boyhood Chelsea fan. Drogba was his hero, and to me, I think he's also got a point to prove, not just to Chelsea, but I think he'd love to prove to the people at Manchester United that he is good enough. And I think he's improved a lot since he's been in Italy. I think, the improvements he's made under Conte kind of go unnoticed.
His touch,
His all-round play is a million times better. And he does very well with Martinez up front. Maybe he and Werner could be a good strike pairing.
You know what the interesting thing with that is? When he was at United and when he was at Chelsea, he was accused of missing too many chances, just like Werner. But you're right, at Inter Milan, it's just, he's gone through the roof. 61 in 91 all comps. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. His international record's superb.
He'd score goals. If he comes to Chelsea, he'd score a lot of goals.
27, he's at the peak and he'll cost a fortune, but worth it, I think.
And has he got anything to prove to Manchester United? Or only to himself? I don't think he was that bad at Manchester United, was he? I don't think it was a case of he couldn't score a goal.
He was deemed not good enough for them, hence they were comfortable selling him, and they got a fair bit of money for him. But I think he would think, I want to make you regret thinking I'm not good enough for you, and not keeping hold of me.